Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome to Stupid Movies, where we guys watch them so you guys don't have to.
Yeah! Woo! And today we're checking out the newest movie from James Wan called Malignant.
Unless by the time this comes out, he has another one out.
This is true. From 2021, rated R, an hour and 51 minutes long. Directed by James Wan.
The new James Wan movie was directed by James Wan?
Yes!
Holy shit!
Yeah, he produces sometimes, you never know.
He produces a lot of
And this starred Annabelle Wallis, Maddie Hassan, George Young, Nicole Brianna White, among others. So, we want to remove the cancer. So, we find out that there's something in our brain, and it is controlling stuff. And I thought we were watching Brain Damage with Elmer.
It's just Elmer's tune.
Yeah, but we weren't. We were watching Malignant. What happened in this movie?
All right, so I thought, sitting down at first, I thought this movie was Drop Dead Fred. And then I thought maybe I was watching Brain Dead with Elmer and everything. And then I realized that I was actually watching James Wan's take on Stephen King's masterpiece, The Dark Half.
All right, well, we like James Wan, so what do we like about this movie?
I like James Wan. This had some of the coolest, most inventive, creative shots that I have ever seen. One especially, and it happened towards the beginning, where she's running through the house, and it's a top-down view following her room to room, and like as they're going, all of a sudden they just crossed a hallway in the second floor, and you see that hallway and the walls and everything as she's running underneath, and it comes back and she comes out the other side. It was mind-boggling how good some of the shots were.
Absolutely.
And I thought, this is beautiful. This is art.
Yeah, the camera work is incredible in this thing, and the cinematography is amazing. I like that the vibe of this movie, the tone of this, really, for me, felt like a mix of 80s and 90s kind of stuff. Like in the atmosphere, the set pieces, just the look of it, it really felt like an old school kind of horror movie. And I did get a lot of like Brain Damage vibes when you kind of learn what's going on. I like that it has a mix of, kind of slasher vibes, giallo vibes, a little bit of psychological horror, supernatural vibes sometimes. All that mixed with creature feature and body horror. Yeah. I like that it was all that kind of mixed in a crazy pot of what the heck.
I definitely got the giallo out of it.
Absolutely.
And the body horror too, once you get to where you understand what's going on. I almost felt more police procedural.
Yeah?
From the 80s and 90s.
I could see that.
Less horror movie. Like,
sure.
Not a knock against this movie, but it felt less like a horror movie and more like a mystery thriller.
This is a hard rated R, and they go all out with the violence and the blood and the gore in this. There is a ton of gore, and it's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, but it felt pretty grounded.
Yeah, it wasn't like over the top when
there was no like blood fountain.
No, there's some sprays and stuff. But just the visual effects in this, and when you get the violence and the gore, there's a lot of it, and it's glorious.
The scene where she opens her eyes and she's in the jail cell surrounded by dead cops, that was a pretty impressive scene.
Absolutely. At the look of the creature, we'll say, is really neat. When you get to some body horror stuff, it's all done really well and looks gross and disgusting and pretty wild.
Yeah, and I can only imagine how hard some of that had to be to shoot, for the actors especially. That had to be tough, and y'all did a great job. And I want to throw, this isn't something we talk about very often unless Kane Hodder's in a movie, but man, the stunts in this were really cool.
I really like the atmosphere of this thing. The whole thing feels kind of dark and dreary for the most part. They throw in some humor and stuff, but for the most part, it's just creepy kind of vibe to it. And the score is really good, which I freaking love the score.
The score was really good.
It was outstanding, man. And it helped feel like that older stuff, where it just kind of drives the story and all that.
Sure.
I appreciate, man. So we don't like cancer. Cancer sucks ass.
Fuck you, cancer.
Yeah! So what do we like about this?
How about you say, what didn't we like?
What did I say?
What did we like about this?
What don't we like about this? About Malignant?
James Wan. I'm talking to you directly. Hello, I'm Adam. It's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan. I actually like Insidious. James. I'm going to call you James. Jimmy. Jimbo. Don't steal from Stephen King. This movie was such a ripoff of The Dark Half. And I liked The Dark Half. I love the story. The movie was, man, whatever. Stephen King movies are always hit and miss. But the book, holy crap, it was great. And this was such a ripoff of it. Why didn't you just make The Dark Half? Because that's what you made. Which is fine. I like that story. Just call it Stephen King's The Dark Half by James Wan. And it would have been fine. It felt like such a ripoff to me. And the reason it bothered me more here than normal is because usually when I see James Wan doing a movie, I think, cool, I'm going to get something new, something unique, something inventive, something I've never seen before. And this wasn't that.
I didn't have a problem with the pacing. I thought it was paced overall pretty good, but it is too long.
Yes.
It's almost 2 hours long.
Yep.
And there's a lot I feel that didn't need to be there.
Nope. Could have cut.
Could have cut and dropped it down to about an hour and a half.
Yep.
A little over, it would have been fine. But it did kind of drag on at points. It was too long and could have been paced a little bit faster.
Yeah. And it actually did kind of take me out of it because there were times where I was like,
yeah,
come on, I got shit to do. Okay, this is kind of I don't know if we want to call it a nitpick per se. But this is Adam being a little on the picky side here. This evil twin has only really existed for a short amount of time, consciously.
Right.
The fuck did it learn kung fu? Because it was like a fucking master at fighting. It was really, really good at fighting, and it's like, when did you learn this? It's like, when did Jason learn how to drive?
You mean Michael?
No, Jason too.
When did Jason drive?
He didn't, but when did he learn how?
Fair enough.
Yes, I meant Michael. When did Michael learn how to drive? When did the fucking evil twin learn kung fu?
Overall, the acting was fine, but I think most of the characters were kind of blah. Now, the lead girl did an amazing job.
Yeah.
But all, the cops and psych, not that they were bad or anything, but it just kind of...
They were just there.
The cardboard cutout type vibe to them.
Yep.
And just not much to care about with them.
Yep. No, I would agree with that. I hated the ending. There was only one correct ending to this movie, and that was not it. That's it. Those are my nitpicks.
Okay.
My
Yeah, I don't have
bitches
anything
and
else.
complaints, and it just felt too long.
You know what? I actually really enjoyed this one a lot. It's probably one of my favorites that James Wan has done because it has a lot of gore. It's pretty violent. I love the body horror stuff. I love just the mix of all the different hints to different horror subgenres. It feels like an older late 80s, early 90s vibe to it. I love the atmosphere. The score is incredible. The camera work is outstanding and insane. Cinematography is great. All that. It's just a really well done movie. Story-wise, I had no issues with it. I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. So I'm going to go 7.5 out of 8 on this one.
Wow. I didn't like it. I don't know. The story was okay, but there was nothing new here, and I was just disappointed. I don't know. Part of it's because I really like James Wan, and I was expecting something. I was expecting James Wan, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. I don't know, and I was bored. Once I saw where the plot was going, which was earlier than it should have been, then all of a sudden I started picking it apart. When did you learn kung fu? How is this? Why is this happening? This does not make sense within this story. And once you start picking a movie apart, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to pick even a masterpiece apart if you really start thinking it through. This is probably my least favorite of his movies.
Wow.
It was well shot and beautifully shot. How do you rate a movie that is artistically amazing, but the story does nothing for you? And I don't have a good answer to that. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 8 with the caveat that I do think you should watch it. If for nothing else, if you're an aspiring director, you need to watch this to see how a shot can be done and how the camera can be a character in the movie with you.
Have you seen it? What did you think? Let us know down below.
Have you read The Dark Half?
Yeah.
Let us know.
What's your favorite Wan movie? If you like what we're doing, tell your friends and all that, or we will come remove your cancer, because we're nice people.
Yeah, we're nice people.
We're nice people. So head over to facebook.com/StoopidMovies, Instagram @StoopidMovies, and you can follow us, or you can email us at StoopidMovies@outlook.com.
Yeah.
Do it.
Hey, you know what, though? Before we go, send Rob a picture of your dark half. I am Rob's evil twin.
Yes, you are.
I grew on his back.